Greetings, YouTube. As I mentioned before, I'm a player of Dungeons & Dragons, and I have been since 1978. I have all the first edition books and modules that I purchased over the years, and I consider them a key part of my collection. And I have a large collection of 3rd edition rules as well, plus all the many derivative works based on 3.5 or the OGL, the Open Gaming License. But I got rid of most of my 2nd edition books. I didn't actually think the edition was all that great. I bought them at the time because there were some improvements over 1st edition, and it was the edition that everyone was playing around me. I also had a lot more disposable income at that point in my life than I probably should have had access to. If I saved it, I'd be better off today. But some of the 2nd edition books I did save. I saved my Spelljammer books. I saved some of the specific splat books, as they call them, because they have never been repeated, or I found them interesting. And one book I did save was the Forgotten Realms Aurora's Whole Realms catalog. This book is literally a fantasy version of a Sears and Roebuck catalog. It is full of items that you would find in a fantasy world that are interesting and useful. Things like, for example, wilderness gear, food, cheese, wine, toys, illumination objects, torches and lanterns, personal supplies, toenail, fingernail scissors, oddly, they're in this book, clothing, scribes' desks, things you need to use to create book scrolls, information about inns and travel and tavern prices, laborer lists, tools like bow drills and chisels, priest alcove for information and such about what priests' tools and equipment they may need, a bard's emporium, instruments, juggling equipment, things like that. Thieves' corner, of course, all kinds of different devices that would help a thief be a better thief, back when they were called thieves and not rogues. And what's great about this book is almost entirely fluff or descriptive text. Now, I'm a person that really likes crunch or mechanics in their supplements. I want basically a lot of bang for my buck. And so I like a lot of crunch. I like a lot of rules and mechanics. I like enough fluff so that I understand why they have the rules and the mechanics. This book is almost entirely fluff. But it is, though, it's very evocative. It helps generate ideas and concepts in your head. You can look at these items and you say, okay, there's a reason this person that wrote this book put this in here, and it fits within the context of a fantasy world where there are, institutionalized thieves guilds, or there are an entire class of people that are priests, and they have, their own needs and requirements and organizations. And because there's so much fluff and it's a little crunch, it's very easily ported to any fantasy world. You could dump this into any generic fantasy campaign, any D&D campaign. You could use it in 3.5 rules without any difficulty. A few spots where there are stats for something, they'd be easily converted, or there are quite possibly already existing rules, for example, some of the masterwork toolkits that exist in 3.5. So they're easy to use, easily converted, useful because the illustrations show you what items look like. The prices are probably close enough to what's being used in 3.5 that you could just use them directly or monkey them very quickly on the fly. The idea of there being a chain of fantasy stores in a campaign like Sears and Roebuck, and this gives you a background about it, that this is literally a chain, and they have little teleportation devices which are about the size of the screen I'm talking to. So items can be delivered from store to store to store easily and quickly is wonderful. It's a great idea. It opens up all kinds of possibilities for delivery of mail, delivery of key items, of literally airdropping equipment from place to place if you need it. This is just a wonderful idea, and it was well executed. I believe it was done in 1992 for a whopping $7.95. I can remember buying this on a warm summer day. It was early summer, and I had to go somewhere. So I stopped at a bench because I had some time to kill, and I sat down, I pulled this out, and I started to look at it. And I'm just sitting on this park bench, reading this book, and I was just stunned how cool it was, how all kinds of chock full of stuff it was. And I can remember using this as part of every game I've run since. I've kept it with me as a GM, picked it up, flipped through it, generating ideas, or if somebody asked me about a piece of equipment that I hadn't thought about, this is the go-to reference book. So if you are a fan of the 2nd edition AD&D game and a fan of fantasy games in general, this book would be a useful addition to your collection.